Japan seems to be very seriously taking notes of the threats posed to it by China and North Korea. It is in the process of overhauling its military offensive as well as defensive capabilities in the wake of such threats and blusters. Japan has now announced that the headquarters of the Ground Self-Defense Force and Maritime Self-Defense Force will be relocated underground at 4 facilities in Okinawa and the Kyushu region by fiscal 2028. It also intends to have countermeasures against electromagnetic pulse attacks at 5 bases of the Japan Air Self-Defense Force by the end of the fiscal year 2029. In this video, we take a look at what are EMP attacks and why Japan is planning to take countermeasures against it. But before that, don't forget to like, share and subscribe to Oneindia. First, a very quick and topical background to the current events. Just last month, Japan had approved a new national security strategy, one of the country's largest defense shakeups since World War II. The adoption of that strategy was a marked shift from the country's pacifist approach, which had dominated its political discourse for decades. It has also beefed up its military spendings to counter threats from China and a heavily armed North Korea. Last month, the cabinet approved 3 documents which outlined the strategy shift: the National Security Strategy, the National Defense Program Guidelines, and the Midterm Defense Program. So, what exactly are EMP weapons? EMPs, that is electromagnetic pulse weapons, generate a high-intensity electromagnetic field that can damage or disrupt electronic equipment. EMP weapons can disable an enemy's electronic systems, including communications and radar systems. In case of an EMP attack, any electronic system at the site of an attack or in its vicinity gets completely destroyed or charred. There have been reports that China does possess EMP weapons and has even created protocols for launching a first strike attack. China has been building such weapons as part of its total information warfare, which also involves computer hacking raids. China seemed very keen to unleash high-altitude electromagnetic pulse or HEMP weapons from satellites, ships and land. There are also reports that China's military doctrine is full of technological and operational preparations for a nuclear first strike, including multiple examples of utilizing HEMP attacks to cripple American aircraft carriers. Similarly, Tokyo is also concerned about North Korea's ability to launch EMP attacks. The only aspect of North Korea's threat that has been heavily discussed is whether or not its ICBMs are precise enough to reach the US and its allies. However, such precision is not required in an EMP strike due to the enormous pulse radius. A conventional ICBM launch enters a suborbital trajectory and re-enters Earth's atmosphere. In contrast, an EMP warhead does not re-enter Earth's atmosphere before exploding hundreds of kilometers above its target. So, Tokyo is taking a multifaceted approach to protect against the threat of EMP weapons, incorporating a combination of different measures. The most crucial thing to note is that fighter jets won't be able to scramble if electromagnetic waves wipe out control radar. Keeping this in mind, the government has countermeasures planned, such as installing EMP filters to shield electrical systems. Nutabaru Air Base in Miyazaki Prefecture will be the first facility to employ these countermeasures. The protections are also anticipated to be provided to Naha Air Base in Okinawa, Fuchu Air Base in Tokyo, and Chitose Air Base in Hokkaido. Experts believe that Japan should be ready to launch limited surgical strikes against enemy's positions if push comes to shove. However, the best, safest and the least disruptive option is to EMP harden the electric grid and other critical infrastructure. So, the once pacifist nation is pulling all stops to make itself safe from the continuous threat of its war-mongering neighbors. We hope you would like this new video. Thank you for watching.
Subscribe to Oneindia channel and never miss an update.